All right. So this is Blueprints. This game, which has already gotten a ton of rave reviews and a lot of discussion. It's very much being talked about as the next Outer Wilds or the next The Witness. Um, Very much something that I wasn't expecting to get as much kind of a look in until I saw all of the reviews come in this week, and all of a sudden I started to get a little intimidated to some degree. I mean, I tend to play games that are a little bit more niche, and even though this game is a little niche in its framing, it certainly is getting a lot of people's eyes on it. So, with all that in place, what is Blueprints exactly? Well, Blueprints is a roguelike. It is a exploration game where you are going to be going in and taking a look through a house, and this house, Mount Holly, is potentially going to be something that your main character inherits if he is able to find the 46th room of a 45-room estate. Now, we have a few things I wanted to take a quick peek at just to confirm. Yeah, so it is at 30. We're going to be running this at 30 because that's what my stream setup can handle. I don't know if that's going to be too disappointing for people in terms of kind of how they might view this, but just letting you know that's how it's going to be run here. But with that in mind, we can jump in and we can go ahead and get started into the game itself. And it will walk us through the premise as we dig in. I'm not going to talk too much over the cutscene, but I want to say that I really love like the aesthetic choices here. I mean, obviously, blue in a game about blueprints is pretty notable, but I really like the logos. I really like the items that are used in this already. It very much is setting a tone, which our menu here is going to continue. So unless I miss my guess, this is the first game from Dagubam as well. Um, don't quote me on that. Maybe I should check that just so that I don't say something out of turn.
Herbert S. Sinclair of the Mount Holly Estate at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and hereby revoke
Oh, that is
all
correct
wills
then.
and codicils
So this is a hell of a
herein
debut
made by
from
me.
them for sure.
I give and bequeath to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones, son of my dear niece, Mary Matthew, all of my right, title,
There
and
we are.
interest in, and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly.
Just a
The
gorgeous
above provision and
art
bequest
style.
contingent on my
It
aforementioned
immediately
grandnephew
pulls you in.
discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate. The location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993. Herbert S. Sinclair.
There we go. Hell of a tone setter right there. Lays out everything that I said prior, and puts us right in the middle of the game. Right on day one of our exploration. Let's get into it. So, first things first, as it was mentioned, we have to find the 46th room of a 45 room estate. Well, how are we going to do that? Well, we need a blueprint, of course. We need to understand where the rooms are. And as you can see here, there are a number of things. The antechamber here is leading to something. I can't speak to whether that is the 46th room or that is going to lead to the 46th room. But I can say that that is a distinctive enough path to begin our search, especially when we're starting from here, the entrance hall. Now, already there's a little bit of detail in terms of kind of the doors that we have to be able to travel to, the day that we're on, the amount of rooms that we can enter, which is 50 rooms. The walking symbol basically indicates that whenever you enter a room, it depletes one. And there are ways to bring it back, but we'll talk about that as we get into it. And of course, if we are stuck or we do get lost, we can call it a day. Trust that I will likely do that if I find myself stuck. Open only in the event of my death. Simon, welcome to Mount Holly. You may not remember, but I have fond memories of your many visits here as a young boy, and I hope that these rooms provide you with as much amusement as it did in those lost summer days. By the time you read this, I will assume you are fully aware of my last wishes and all the details of the bequest. Please do not mistake my intentions in giving you this challenge as a lack of confidence. I assure you, nothing could have been further from my mind when I chose you as my heir. With that being said, there are a few ground rules to this commission, covered in the fine print of my will, that I feel I should bring to your attention. No tools or items may be brought onto the estate from outside. Tools and items found on the estate must not be taken off the estate, and you may not stay overnight. I don't suspect that any of these stipulations should prove an impediment for someone as resourceful as yourself, but it is very important that you start fresh every morning and do not rely on the successes of the previous day. One final word of advice: do not assume the rooms you find today will be the same rooms you find tomorrow. These grounds have provided me a home for the last half century, and even I am uncertain as to which room lies behind any particular door. Your grandmother used to say, "Do not go where the path leads. Abandon the path and go where you want it to lead." With all my love and wishes, best of luck, Herbert S. Sinclair. So there is where we get our sense of the roguelike experience. Every single door that we open, we are then given a choice of rooms to draft. In a sense, we are building this game as we play it. So each of these rooms, and you can also show kind of what these indicate as well. But each of these rooms have their own distinctive doors to go through, their own distinctive things that are located in them, and advantages to them. So, for example, a bedroom, and really any bedroom that appears, will give us additional steps, which allows us to increase the amount of time that we spend in the house each day. The closet is a definitive stopping point, but it allows us to get two random items. These can be anything from your actual material collectibles to useful items that could potentially be used in the game itself. And then the hallway, which has three paths, including the path that we are taking right now. I want to get as far to the west side as possible, so I am going to use this one. And as soon as you draft the room, it just opens and it's there. Really amazing, like build in terms of kind of how all this stuff works. Like I'm actually really impressed by how quickly all of this stuff loads, despite the kind of aspect of it where it's very much random choice, random building. We are also given this little note here, which I did actually write a note from my time with the demo on this. But red notes are lies. So the doors in the west wing are less likely to be locked instead of more likely. Nice little play there. I don't think they actually put this in the demo, but I was able to find a room that gives me indications on that later. So they do mention, I don't remember where they mention it, but they do mention in one of these rooms that it's important to kind of try and take notes or make sure that you have a good sense of where you might potentially need to go or what you might potentially need to do. So if you have a notepad next to you, or you do have a person who's next to you, or you have a Discord that you can discuss this with. In fact, the Doggo Bomb Discord does have a space directly indicated for following up on notes and potentially sharing your work with other people to help them figure it out too. Then, yeah, go ahead and make sure you have that. Oh, actually, right here. As you continue on your adventure, you may want to consider getting something to scribble down your notes and observations. So they very much want you to be as aware as possible, not just of the paths you could potentially take, but of the things you could potentially do as you're taking those paths. Now, I run a very interesting risk here. The lav has nothing in it, or at least nothing that I've discerned is important in there. The bedroom will allow me to keep progressing in this direction, but it also may lock off my opportunity to use the hallway if the next room is a bust. So I am going to use the closet, and I'm going to redeem whatever items are in here. We have a key, and we have a sledgehammer. So the sledgehammer is one of the standard, other than the keys, which are kind of standard items you find, there are also these items that you find that are potentially going to be useful to me as I progress. So instead of needing to use keys to unlock trunks that I find, which usually hold treasure of some kind in them, I can just smash them and save my keys. Something that is going to be very useful to me. So really the only decision I have here is if I want to move forward without wasting any other opportunities is the corridor here. Luckily the corridor also is never locked, which is going to be useful as we get deeper into the house, but we'll talk about that as we get to it. The den has one gem inside of it. And gems are also going to be useful for reasons that we'll get into a little bit later. But this allows me to return back to the West Wing. And potentially, yes, get the West Wing Hall, which is exactly what I was hoping for. Staff notice. June 15th, 1983, out of respect for the late Lady Clara Epson, the West Wing will be closed until further notice. While the floor plans associated with this wing have not been removed from the pool, we ask that staff members refrain from drafting them during this period of mourning. Huh. Well, that's interesting. I wonder if that means that this room is locked. Or if that means that something else is going to happen. But this leads me in some interesting paths here. I get the lavatory, which leads me somewhere. I get the kitchen, which allows me to have food for sale once I collect money later on. And I also have a secret passage, which leads to a room of a color of your choice. I think this might be the most useful for me. Because if I get to choose, but of course this means I have to find where the secret passage opens to. Oh, okay. Hold on. These books are the indicators for the room that I choose. So I get to choose a hallway, a green room, a purple room, a red room, or I believe the gold rooms are just standard rooms. But yeah, I think I'm going to choose a green room, honestly. These can end up being really useful going forward. That was not in the demo, so that's kind of cool that that's there. Special cost has been bypassed for the courtyard, so I can keep progressing forward. I can also, if I had 2 gems, I could find a greater chance of green rooms, and then a patio which spreads a gem inside of every green room I've already generated. So nothing I can do about these other 2 options here. But again, collecting gems and making sure that you're spending as much time kind of exploring is a good idea in terms of being able to put some stuff together potentially. This is very much the type of game where keeping your eyes open. Speaking of which, a gem, a key, and a dollarino. A little bit of a little bit of money. We can start making our way forward. So once you start reaching rank 5, the latter parts that get over halfway is when you start needing to use keys for doors. And from there could potentially be some issues that you run into. I am going to draft an observatory. We had the option for money, extra steps, but the observatory is actually really interesting in a number of ways. The fixed stars, constellations. So every single time you draft a observatory, you get another star that you get to add when you look through the telescope. So we'll get 1 coin here, but then we'll get twins, 3 extra steps, 1 gem, etc., etc., etc. So it's a reward that modifies based off of every run that you go on and every time that you make it. Again, I'm able to say a lot of this stuff because I've played the demo. And I, in fact, played it for, on Twitch. But unfortunately, I did have some issues running it. So it didn't look the best, and I didn't post it on YouTube like I should have. But the good news is that we will be able to have a nice peek at it here. Speaking of a nice peek at it, there's our star. And we get 1 coin to go with that. That's probably a room that I'm going to try and draft every single time I can. Something that I think will be pretty useful to me going forward. And now you start to see having those extra keys is going to be pretty useful for me. Unfortunately, the security room is also one that I would have wanted to have in this situation. But we're going to have to settle for building a spare room. This just lets us go through. Not a lot extra that we can do with it. Though I will take a peek just to see if there is anything potentially useful around here. Oh well, looks like there isn't. Keep it going. Not having any gems is really starting to be a drag on me now. Probably should have looped around and saw what else I could find. But we do get 10 extra steps here. And we do get a note, actually. Sinclair, wanted to write you a quick note thanking you for the weekend. I had a thrilling time on the hunt with Lord Evanson, whose peculiar personality was somewhat made up for in your own absence. I also got to appreciate your new game in the billiard room. It's been years since I've seen the billiard room in the house. I was beginning to suspect you retired the floor plan. That's interesting, actually. I like the idea that the randomness of the rooms is actually like a lore thing and not just this old guy kind of forgot kind of stuff. It was well worth the wait, though, as I always enjoyed your mathematical puzzles and appreciated that I didn't need to know the rules of darts to play your variation. Hope that your health improves shortly. KL. So that's a nice little clue for you, actually. Oh! An electronic key card that'll open up electronically powered security doors. So that is going to be very useful, honestly. That may be one of the more useful tools that I've found today, actually. On my first day in that. But we get to return And luckily, the courtyard has a distinctive area built out for it. So we can continue our momentum, potentially. Potentially. But we're out of keys now. So, maybe not. Keys for sale. Alright, well, let's see now. The utility closet is actually really useful as it lets us turn on and also activate certain rooms. But I have a lot of forward momentum. I have a lot of stuff I could do from here. So I think it might be useful for me to do that. I don't know what that does. But let's turn on the power. Let's turn off the power for the gymnasium. Let's turn on the power for the dark room. And let's turn on the power for the garage. See where that takes us. I really love the art in these as well. These little drawings. This is a really, like, I've said it a few times now, but this is a really distinctively beautiful game. Like, you can tell that they went in with a aesthetic mission and a perspective on how they wanted to do this. Like, not just oh, let's just, go in and let's make it. Like, I don't know what I was getting at when I was saying that, but like, they really have something special with this game. Just from a pure perspective of what's going on in it. I'm running out of paths that I could potentially take here. But I'd like to see if there's a potential loop around. There is not. And I've just screwed myself out of another path. Might have been nice to start from the beginning again. I do get to collect some money, though. And there is some food here as well, which I think I'll just take now, because there's not really an easy way to get back. But that allows me to progress through 2 extra rooms. Any food that you get has a set kind of indicator on how many steps it'll give you. The music in this is so good, too. Very, very moody. Very interesting. I need to start, however, getting some extra paths going. The dining room here. What's nice about the dining room is it will give you some food after you've reached level 8. So if we are running into any trouble, we can kind of come back here and build it back. Usually the dining room does manifest itself a little bit deeper, which means that it's a bit closer to when you're starting to run out of steps. So, but honestly, this is a situation where I needed the ability to mix up my rooms a bit. I'm starting to run out of options to progress forward. And this isn't helping. Though I did get some stuff here. Wait, what's this? A bird! A blue bird, actually. A blue bird for a blue prince. I'm not going to do that every time I see blue in this game. Let's keep going. The billiard room. Yeah, let's do the billiard room. All right. And apropos enough, this lets us test our mathematics here to be able to get it going. So, what I've worked out based off of my previous thing is that some of these are going to be addition, some of these are going to be subtraction, some of these are going to be multiplication. So I believe this is addition. 8 plus 4. I'm probably going to be doing a lot of counting on my hands. 15 minus 7, that would be 8, wouldn't it? 17 minus 3 is 14. 4 times 5 is 20. PEMDAS time for me. Wait. Is that minus 15 minus 3? 15 minus 13 times 3. That would be 6. And lo and behold, 2 keys. All of these puzzles are obviously optional in terms of kind of how you want to approach doing them. I suppose you could avoid doing the billiard room if you wanted to, but if I needed extra keys, then, you know, I would be in trouble after all, so... Oh, perfect. The security room is right here. And that leads us into a cutscene, actually. Again, the music in this is very fun and very moody. And our friend here, who's taking a nice little look, a nice little exploration through the house here. What has he got? We gonna play on the computer? Computers. This is interesting, though. There some of these rooms I haven't seen the layouts for, so I'm kind of curious for what they could potentially be. I've seen that one. That's a music room. I think I've seen that one in my time when I played the demo. Oh, and there's us. We know exactly where we are now. How old is this kid? He can't be older than, like, I don't know, like 16 or 17, I don't think. Wonder if that's a thing. But anyway, so this is our note. Blue memos are true. Red memos are lies. It says something else is written by... I can't read that. I know there's a magnifying glass in this game as well, so maybe not all of the red notes are lies? I wonder. Well, anyway, a good thing about the security room is you also get to view all of the items in every room that you might have potentially missed. You also get to mess around with the settings. So, I've just, well, you know, hold up, actually. I have the key card, so that's fine. Oh, this could be good for me, actually. If I boost the number of doors that have key cards, then I won't need to use locks. Real strategy, potentially. Potentially, anyway. I have some notes. Effective the first week of December, payroll for all live-out and seasonal staff will be managed electronically. As your attendance will no longer be registered at the morning roll call, it is doubly important that you do not fail to check in and out of the electronic computer terminals at the estate. 2 of these terminals can be found at security, where the punch clock used to be, and in the laboratory. Any questions or concerns regarding this process should be directed to our house manager, Mrs. Babbage, and the terminal password is locked off. So you might have noticed there was an extra place that I didn't go when I was taking a look at that. That is a place that I will need to be able to access. Okay, so security, keycard security doors are more likely to appear in the higher ranks. Likewise, as a redundant security measure, normal doors will be more likely to be locked as you progress north. So that's true. We've seen that. Until further notice, the antechamber has been unlocked and access levers are no longer required to grant entry. That's a lie. We need access levers to be able to go to the antechamber. So another thing to be thinking about as we make our way through. God, this is interesting. Like, you are juggling a lot of plates, even this early on. A lot of things to think about. But, we do have this east wing here. I am going to be smart about this and see if I can find a good path this way. Or at least something that may potentially make my run a little easier. Like this wine cellar. Oh! What is this? X marks the spot. Well, can you find it? Hold on a second. I need another look at that. I have not accessed that room yet. So I'm wondering, in addition to whatever I find in there, is there going to be something, some kind of treasure, something that could be really useful to me? Maybe there's a lore room. And I have been skipping over taking a look at this stuff, but I do want to direct us to these red wine bottles, these sriracha wine bottles here. What could they possibly be putting in these wine bottles? Who knows? I don't. But at the very least, we can keep it going. We've done something good. Well, I have a gem at least, so I think the drawing room would be the best one to do here. This allows me, as it'll indicate here, when each time you click on a door, you will draw 3 floor plans. However, some items and rooms will allow you to redraw if you do not like your initial 3 options. Hello, Otaku. I was saying that I didn't want to blow my chance at this game here. But hopefully you're well. Did you just come from streaming? I wasn't looking at the settings there, so I was kind of curious. Opportunity to earn and spread money. But we do have the opportunity to redraw, so I'm going to do that. Locksmith, keys for sale. Bunk room counts as 2 bedrooms, and a chapel, which will allow us to move in a different direction. No problem. Well, hopefully you can enjoy a little bit of the blueprints before you get to eep. You get to eepin'. All right. So the chapel does take away a money, a little bit of money. But it has led us to getting the conference room, one of the rooms that I was actually looking forward to getting. I'm playing Depth Stringy on the side. How are you? Saw this game got 92 and it came out like yesterday. Yeah, I'm doing really well. Honestly, I mentioned this before, but I'm a little intimidated. I wasn't expecting this game to be talked about as like the game of the year 2025. It'd be like if I picked up like Balatro the first week and then all of a sudden I'm like, no, everyone's playing and everyone's talking about it. Like everyone's playing and talking about this game. So my brain is kind of thinking like, okay, well, no pressure. Spreading items. Some special rooms will allow you to spread items throughout your house. When items are spread, they are immediately placed in several of your rooms currently on your estate. However, if you have a conference room, spread items are gathered in that room instead. So we did see a spread item that was around, but we didn't draft that room. Ooh, Safe code 90. Oh, wait, this is a lie. 9083. Never mind. That would be useful if we didn't find out it was a lie already. Reminder, after the meeting adjourns, take all conference notes and place them in the office safe. So that's not correct, but it might be useful to remember. I might try it just to see if it works. 9083. We'll see. I did miss it completely. I'm sorry. It's been a long time since I've watched the Animaniacs. But continuing on. Blueprints. Does not look like we have any true path forward. I am curious about this one, actually. Because workshop, I don't think that'll be useful. And walk-in closet will give us 4 items. I guess it's kind of a question of how regularly will I draft the mailroom. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that as often as I think I am. But I do want to see what it... I mean, we do have a gem, but I think it'll be better for me to hold on to my gems for my last actual path forward. I've placed an order. Blooper Eats. Simon P. Jones. Oh, from Dad. Hey, buddy, how's it going in there in that big house? I think most people would be pretty scared alone for this length of time, but I have a feeling you're doing just fine. I imagine you're as happy as a clam, perfectly content on the estate with the exploration and opportunities for adventure that present itself each day. As I'm writing this, you're currently in the garage packing the tent. I wanted to try and post this letter before we depart tomorrow, so that it has a chance to arrive in your first few days in the estate. But with all the preparations, I'm not sure that I'm going to find the time. There's so much I want to say, and I'm sure I'll forget to tell you Friday night. Sometimes it's easier for me to just jot this stuff down. You're yelling at me right now to come bring you a pillowcase. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. This man he's scripting his actions. That's kind of nuts. I can tell you're really excited, but I think you might be a little bit guilty about being so happy the day after the funeral. Believe me, I know how long Uncle Herbert worked on setting this up for you. And I know from our conversations just how much happiness this final project brought him. So do us both a favor. Be excited. This house really is amazing. I know you've been here it's been almost 7 years since we were last up here, and I'm really curious to see just how much you remember those summer trips. You've always been smarter than me at this kind of thing, so I'm not sure what kind of guidance or inspiration I can actually offer you before your trip that will actually be useful to you. Despite my best intentions, I'm sure that on Friday I'll be leaving you with a few of my overused cliche expressions when we say farewell. Later, alligator, Dad. P.S. Get some sleep every night and don't spend all your day playing dirigiblocks. Is that like Minecraft? Clappy as a ham popped in your head, and now I'm going to make a conscious effort to use it in casual conversation. That's actually pretty good, Sherb. How are you doing, by the way? I didn't say hello to you as well. Hopefully you've been enjoying what you've been seeing of Blueprints, and you've heard good things about it as well. Otaku also mentioned. Please return all correspondence and packages addressed to Denny Ravine to sender, as he is no longer employed with our staff. Huh. I think that's interesting. They brought that up. Well, I mean, nah, come on. It only took me 5 minutes to notice you were there. I promise. All right, well, we got to head back to the drafting room, circle back around. Oh, yeah, because you need to buy the new, what do you call it? The new video game, the new AI Somnium Files game is only coming out on Switch. Okay, cool. We don't need a gem for this. And we get to do the workshop, which I was worried we might not be able to do. Forward momentum is always pretty scary, so I'm a little concerned. Let's see. I cannot mash together a sledgehammer and a key card. That seemed pretty evident, though. Oh, lockpick. We'll occasionally be able to unlock some normal doors. Finally got your NVIDIA 50 series card to work on the Nix OS. It was easier than I thought, but I was just being stupid. That's good. I'm glad it turned out all right. T. If I'm playing the Switch for one game, might as well buy the other. What's the other game you're looking at, Otaku? This looks like a sheet of music, which is interesting. Oh, God. I don't know if I'll be able to take a note on that, actually. But it might be good to keep in mind for another time. Oh, God, I already forgot the locker code. Did anyone remember what the code for the locker was? The true box does not always contain the prize. Oh, So there's a parlor game that actually pops up that has its own distinctive thing here, and this is giving us a clue to that as well. Wow, so much stuff, like, that is just incidental. If you're railroading through this game, you might not even see. But this means that I don't have to draft these specific rooms in the future. This is my worst of rooms, honestly, the dark room, but I don't want to run the risk of losing potential items to find. Yeah, no problem, Sherb. You can use streaming for Discord and streaming and stuff. This is okay. So to give you a little bit of insight, it's too dark in this dark room. Damn it! So we are exploring a house that is the home of an eccentric billionaire, who just happens to be our uncle. Unfortunately, the inheritance that he's promised us is contingent on us finding a 46th room inside of a 45-room estate. So we are building a house, essentially, path by path and floor by floor. Ah. Well, we won't be able to see where we're going. Okay. We can make this work. Grand Hall. 7 locked doors. No pressure. Let me pick a lock, damn it. Okay, that was the right room. Oh, That might be useful to me, actually. Can you not? Hold on. Let me see. I had clips on before. Sorry, brief intermission here for snip snip, as they say in the profession, in the trade. Let's see, clips. Clips. Maybe it's under settings. Stream. Clips. Enable clips. Clips are enabled. You have to follow me, though. So if you're not following me, then you might not be able to make clips. Are you following me, Sherp? I don't think you're following since February 16th. So you are following me. refresh, maybe? I don't know. I have not changed my clipping settings, so you are able to clip my stuff. And you're able to share my stuff as well. So, like, it's literally any followers, uh, but followers only. Anyway. But yeah, so the idea is that we're building this room, we're building this house as we make our way through, and I don't know, I don't want to risk. Um, that's a really good room though, but with the other path being the dark room, I don't want to run the risk. Plus, the parlor allows us to do the parlor game, which I really enjoy. This is the tricky part about this game though. We're starting to run into situations where I'm like my curiosity is killing me. We have to find a 46th room. But like the rooms that we're drafting are already there. They just weren't viewable basically, if that makes sense. But dear Herbert, it was a great honor receiving this invitation. Can you make clips by the way, Otaku? Let me just confirm that. Dear Herbert, it was a great honor receiving the invitation to dine with you at your estate with the Oldhams this Thursday. If I'm being frank, it had been quite a while since we'd been seen in decent society, and we were beginning to wonder my wife's wit had lost its charm. I have no delusions that my company is rival to hers. If I can refresh your memory, we both spent much of that evening discussing our mutual love for games and puzzles, and I mentioned that you had a rather singular parlor game I had played a few years back involving three boxes of different colors. You had pressed me to write with the particulars of this game when I found the time, and I've included in this letter all the details you will need to share with guests should you be inclined to play this confounding game. Always your friend, Mr. Lowry. Oh. Sorry, Sherp. There will always be at least one box that displays true statements. There will always be at least one box that displays only false statements. Only one box has the prize within, the other two are always empty. So one of these tells the truth, one of these tells a lie, the other, and then regardless of what they tell you, you can only open one to be able to access what you need. Oh, and we need this to be able to do it. A rather curious wind-up key. This box is the middle box. That's a lie. This box is the middle box. That is also a lie. The gems are in the middle box. So the gems are in the middle box, but the middle box could be one of these things because they're saying it's in the middle box. So that 100% is true, but one of these is a lie. And I'm kind of curious about which of these is actually going to be the one that we need to investigate here. I think I'm going to bet on black. Always bet on black. That was the wrong bet. My fault. When you open these and you are successful, they have gems and they have keys in them. So that's another one of these things that you should absolutely try to play when you get the opportunity. Damn it. Okay. I'm running out of steps. I think if I want to keep progressing, I'm going to have to do this one. Oh my god, they're playing the Atari 7821 or something. Oh, what? Hamster? It's an actual hamster in here. Is he going to get in the wheel? No, he sees me. Hey, how's it going? How's it going, little buddy? Oh, he's getting in the wheel. Yeah. How about that? He's going a little fast, honestly. Hamburger. All right, that's kind of cool. We got a drum in here. We got today is a good day because Simon is at camp and he's not as much fun as my friends. I will not have to share my toys and I will not have to share my room and I will not have to share my snacks. Having a younger brother isn't as fun as they told me it would be, but today's a good day because he's at camp. What a shitty little brother. What the hell? Or what a shitty older brother. Aren't you supposed to be mature? Herbie is stupid, is mean and really stupid, and today is a good day because I threw away his airplane. You tell him, dude. Exactly, Simon. Tell it like it is. Let him know. I also had more fun at camp than he has ever had in his entire life. Let him know. Let him know. Today is a good day because I got my brother in trouble for reading my private journal without my permission and writing mean things in it too. He also threw away my model airplane in the bushes outside, but I got it back. And if he does it again, he will not get to go to the park on Friday, and I'll make sure he gets no presents for his birthday. I don't need any presents because I have my brother's book because he won't stop writing about me, and today is a good day because I know he cries when he can't find his book. Even though he is older, he is a crybaby. Today is a good day because my brother returns from college and I finally get to return from him the book that I took a long time ago. Hopefully you'll find it as hilarious as I do. I honestly had no idea how we survived sharing a room. All things being said, I wouldn't have it any other way. Crossed out. I would still rather have had a sister. Congratulations on the diploma and welcome home. Well, all right then. A little cowboy stuff. I mean, when you put it like that, oh, gems. 2 gems. Did I not get refreshed for getting in here? Uh-oh. That's not... That potentially could be ungood. All right, well, let's see what's behind door number 2 then, yeah? Please be something useful. Oh, ah! Damn it. Metal detector. One of these, oh, I don't know what that is, actually. Another sheet of music. I'm interested in finding out what more is going on with all of that. But although this allows me to draft more green rooms, I unfortunately have run into a situation where I've run out of upward momentum that I can take. So, other than seeing what is behind the other door at the Great Hall, my journey is over here. Let's see if we can't make the most of it here, at the very least. Floor plan upgrade disc. Insert one of these in the state terminals to permanently upgrade one of your floor plan. Oh, all right. I'll take it. Let's see. So we need to go back to security to do that, I think. All right. Let's see if we can make it back there then. So this is an abnormally great first day, though. I just want to let people know. Usually when you're starting to figure this game out is a lot harder to navigate. A lot trickier to try and figure out. Oh, what? Hold up. Hold up. It was holding the upgrade something close to it somewhere. Oh, there we go. Insert disk. Okay. Scanning disk. The courtyard. I can now permanently enhance this room with one additional floor plan. The courtyard will always have 2 gems. The courtyard will always have 5 dig spots. Or the courtyard is always left unlocked. Huh. I'm a little curious about this one, honestly. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know if making it easier for me is going to be the best way to progress. But I also haven't found a shovel yet. You know what? Let's go with the 5 dig sites. That could potentially be useful to us going forward. But that is going to do it for us today. So we are going to call it a day. Not in the stream, but actually on the day. That was a good one. That was a really, really good one. Now, the best part about this, the thing I like the most, is you get to see what manor you have built at the end of your day as well. The amount of rooms, the rank that you've reached, the steps that you've taken, and the items found, as well as the rooms that you've drafted, all come together to create a specific named location for your manor. So this is a sizable manor, but if I built more green rooms or I built more red rooms, then that might potentially change the name of it, and so on and so forth. Really good start. Really, really good day. So before I also keep going, I don't want to waste any steps, but I will note that you can, in fact, go outside as well. In case you were wondering about that, there are locations to explore on the outside and stuff to be able to go and do. Um, I want to save that for potentially the ability to go outside because there are paths that may potentially take us outside separately. Yeah, go outside and touch grass. Blueprints, more like blue grass. I don't know. Call it whatever you want. I think the thing I'm most mad about is that I got so many different distinctive rooms, and I just was not able to uh, or distinctive items, and I wasn't able to make use of any of them. But it's fine. Neither here nor there sometimes, you know? Either way it go. Let's keep it going. We have a lot of notes from our previous game, though. So, your package has been delivered. Your package came in the mail. What is in this package? The Cinca Company. Amateur lockpick and 2 gems. Ooh! Don't mind if I do. Well, that's pretty good, actually. Good to potentially, you know, use that when needed. But I have burned 2 of my paths already. So I need to start being a little smarter with how I'm doing this. Maybe just a little smarter. I feel like those moves are going to help me, though. They can only help me, right? some money. I think my favorite little detail is that if you build alongside the edges of the house, it will have windows. But if you don't, then it won't. You know? It's just, obviously, it's one of those, like, things that you would expect, kind of, based off of the way that the game is built. But it's a nice thing to be able to see, is all I'm getting at. All right. Okay. Today's got hands, actually. Single ivory die. When drafting, you may use the ivory die to draft new floor plans. So I can use this to re-roll without having to be in a room that allows me to redraft. Something that I'm sure will come in handy as we get deeper. For now, though, I only ever see internal rooms from room to room in certain types of buildings. Oh, cool. Don't mind if I do. My brand new room here. It's not going to give me too much. Oh, except the sledgehammer. It's time to play the game. And we can see all of our fancy new dig sites, which hopefully, once I find a shovel, I will be able to make use of. Yeah, I mean, it's just not. It's nice to have. You know, it's nice to mention and to bring up when the hammer is sledge. Okay, we're picking up a little bit of speed now, just to see how far we can go. I'm scared of the parlor game. I don't want to screw up again. I'd rather get the guaranteed small reward over the. Oh, cool! My lockpick worked finally. You know what? Let's do the kitchen. We're just having fun right now. We're not just having fun. We're trying to win, but we're also having fun. Anyway, you can also see on the outside here some of the other stuff that's to the side. A boat. Statue of a Caesar, I guess. I don't know. So this allows us to buy food with our money that we've been finding. If we find ourselves in a situation where we're running into any trouble, then we can do that. The highest reward on this, the lowest reward, is always one that's a modifier based off of what you've been doing. So red rooms are, these are kind of more hazardous for you potentially. Like for an example, our dark room from day 1, our chapel from day 1 and day 2. But we will gain 5 steps based off of how many we draft. So that could potentially be useful to you. The final item, the main course, is available to you if you draft a dining room. It will always give you a very excellent reward based off of things. And it could potentially give you another reward based off of if you have another room in your home. So a lot to think about here, if I'm being honest. One thing's for sure, I definitely want to craft a dining room. Though, like I mentioned before, the dining room is only going to be super useful to you if you are able to, what do you call it? If you're able to reach level 8, I think it is. Not great, Bob. Not great. If this room sucks, then my journey is already done. Or no, I can go back through the chapel and circle back around. But this could be bad. It is bad. Getting a lot of Minecraft vibes off of this. Par. I don't know why you said that, but HSS. Let's see. I mean, this can't be it fully it for us. There has to be something in here that could potentially be interesting. Maybe we can flush the toilet. Or maybe not. Well, it's another red room. So, I mean, if we wanted to spend that money on that option, we could. But to be honest, we're kind of running out of options. And we're running out of money to be able to do that. No! This is what I didn't want. I didn't want my second run to end with me immediately dying. And there's not even a cool reward in here. Damn it. Damn. Get blown out. Day 2's over. Or maybe not, dude. Because I was thinking, even if we're not able to do that, I can show off a little bit of what's going on outside, if you would like. And even if you wouldn't like it. So as you go outside, each region that you go into also takes a step away from you. But as you can see, this beautiful painterly style is even carried around in the outside of the manor as it is on the inside. This is a door. We may potentially be able to open it in the future, and it may potentially lead us to someplace in the future. You can also get a nice outside look at the manor here. Again, cannot state enough how just absolutely gorgeous this game is. When I played the demo of it, it absolutely took my breath away. Just how simple this format is, but how beautiful it is. Oh my god, what the hell's down there? You see that? There's stuff built into the mountain. What is he, Batman? Is he Batman? Oh, that's interesting. Here's a door that is locked off as well. I guess, yeah, let's have a little bit of an explore out here. Something down here too. But we don't have a flashlight or a torch or a lantern. So nothing that's easy to spot. Guess we can go back up. I don't think I went down here before, actually. I think I just walked this way. Just jump through the huge human-sized hole. Well, that'd be cheating, wouldn't it? Think about it like this. If we cheat, we don't get this house. And the point of this game would be moot. Private drive. We gonna get a car? Is this what the garage is? Oh, this must be our tent that we're staying in, actually. Nice of us to put some I don't know, some stew on the pot. Would y'all like a guess at what kind of stew we got in there? Buddy, that's where we cook the rats. No, come on. He has food. He just can't stay in the house after dark. That's not going to be the code that we looked at before. But there's an orchard over here, which is interesting. Oh, and there's some kind of something in there, too. Huh. I'm a little surprised that there's so much on the grounds in addition to outside. I just assumed, uh, and then I guess that's the door into the estate. It's like chicken, but funny looking. Anyway, luckily your scouting skills have been put to good use to fabricating some very respectable off-site sleeping quarters. So, in case you didn't know, we can't sleep in the house, but we can in the day out here and make our way back in.